Thermometer, seriously, we're going the wrong way. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning and it's over 90 degrees. Get over it. All right, friends, it's Buddy the dog. Hey, Buddy the dog. You've been snoozing under the pickup because it's shady. Yeah, well, here's the thing. We got a lot of stuff we could be doing. We could keep building fence, but I'm not real motivated to build fence in 100-degree weather. Are you, Buddy the dog? You don't care because you just sit in the shade and watch me. But I got a lot of stuff to do, and I'm trying to figure out what the best order to do things is. But my hay mower came back, so now I can cut my hay. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, and that way it can be drying. And it is what it is. It's way overripe, but that's the way it is with a lot of people. You know, if you didn't get it cut way back a month ago when we had that one window, then now is the window. So it is what it is. But I think we're going to do that today, and we're going to get started right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, Brownstown Man. We have our gates / fence setup that survived the night, so that's good. And we should probably pick up our stuff. I used most of the wire, which is why I didn't pick it up right away when we were doing it, because I was able to use pieces of it to finish, you know, trimming that out a little bit, if you will. But I do want to pick this up so it's not in the driveway. I'm coming over here to hang out with you in the shade, Buddy the dog. I guess first order of business, I'm going to take care of picking this up, and then we'll get a tractor and hook it to the mower and see if we can cut some hay. Now we have to acquire a horse. And here is the horse we are going to acquire. We do need to, first of all, move our tools. We had some despair, and I ended up putting the starter that was on the, the 1755 starter is now on that one. So that's fine. All right, I think I'm ready to go. Let's see what happens. Well, friends, I can't help but wonder if this mower would have cut my entire field of hay without problems if I hadn't let somebody borrow it. Because now all I got is problems. So I guess we'll put a U-joint in, Luckily, I think I have one. I think that's what this is. So everything is burning hot though, so I guess we will wait a little bit here, cool it off. In other words, me. I'm pretty warm out here. And we'll mess with this and see if we can get it put back together and keep going. But it's just very frustrating that I spend all the money to buy this stuff and then other people get the benefit of it. And I have to always be fixing my own stuff. You know, that's very frustrating. So sure. All right, friends, it's the next day. Calm down a little bit. Yesterday, I ended up going over to Dad to help him finish baling using his baler, seen here. And we had a lot of trouble with it. So I brought it back with me, and I'm going to use it to do my baling since he used all my stuff to do his. I'm going to use his baler to do that and try to sort out some of its issues. The biggest problem we had was this belt keeps jumping off. And it's a combination of things. I determined, first of all, the shield has been rolled under, so that needs to be straightened. You can see that that's been cutting in there. So that probably flipped the belt off. But also the bushing in here needs replaced. So I looked up parts and they actually had all that stuff for very reasonable. So I ordered a bushing, a belt. It's missing a spring on something else, and there's something else I ordered. There was, I think, 4 things. But anyway, that'll be here. But I think I can make this work to bale, because it would work. It wasn't pleasant. We never got to work on my baler yet, and I pretty well got all the stuff to do it. It's just that if I do it, I don't want to do it partially and then take it back apart again. I want to do it all and be done with it. And it's a major disassembly to do all of it. So we need to start on that one day, you know, when we got nothing else to do. So I don't do enough hay to really justify spending a lot of money on hay equipment, I guess. So whatever. I thought what I had was nice, but it's proving to be otherwise. But I did get this fixed. So got this fixed, and looking at it, I'm not really happy with that. I probably will look at replacing that yoke and everything. Both pieces are kind of wore. It's just the thin tin yokes and stuff, so not as good as the cast iron ones, but whatever. right, friends, that's done. So it only took me 2 days. I think what I'm gonna do after a while, get the tedder hooked up, and maybe I'll only ted what I cut today, and that might help the outside and the inside catch up with each other. And then all will be right with the world. But it's over 100 degrees, and I think I'm done for now. Buddy the dog, you come running. He has been snoozing in the shade all day. This is the first time he's been out and about. And I don't blame him, because it is miserable out here, friends. So we need to find us a tractor. They're kind of in short supply around here, aren't they? I would like to acquire this horse to do some hay tedding. However, I got this horse and this horse parked in the way. So we'll have to get those out. It would be snazzy if I could just not have to get both of them out, you know? Well, I'm not going to say that, because I probably will use this to rake hay, just to get it out and play with it. So, yeah. But we got to get 2 tractors out of the way in order to make this happen. I think I can get out that way. That's what I'm thinking. See, we're going to do all this work only to find that this tractor is out of gas. But I got to get it out of here. Some of those driller bees, I guess, have been doing their work up above, and they've made a mess on it. So we need to clean that up. Can we get around and turn the battery off? Let's see if this one will run. Oh, beautiful. What a sweetheart. All right, like I said, I fully expect 2 things. Number 1, this will be out of gas. And number 2, there will be a nest of flying creatures under the umbrella. That is the 2 things I expect. I see gas in there, but we'll go ahead and use it, and then we'll run out. You know, we'll run out right before we get it done. Oh, now I can't seem to get the battery cable hooked. Let's see what happens. Battery cable. That's what happened. I mean, I'm running wet with sweat. The battery. Look at that beautiful thing. Starts right up. Now, why did you do that after I bragged on you? Something's not kosher in Denmark here, friends. Is it that low on gas that it won't even pull itself out of the shed? Okay, crisis averted. I messed with the idle needle, opened it up and then closed it back down, and it must have freed whatever problem was in there. I'm going to give this a quick hose off, which will probably kill it and then it won't run, but get that dust off of there. All right, flying creatures. How many of you are living in there? Okay, let's get this tedder set. Let's see, I want to go. Oh my gosh. People borrow it and it's all bent up. Ridiculous. Try that. All right, let's go. Maybe. All right. Yep. getting the last round. This thing's been popping along just perfect, consistent, running the best it ever has, I think. So hopefully we can make it back to the other side without trouble now that I bragged on it. Friends, our little 2-cylinder did it again, and I don't know, it's like I said, it's pretty good for this job. I like it's comfortable enough to ride, and I mean, this is no workout for it at all, but the little tedder does great. So anyway, one way or the other, I'm hoping tomorrow night it's getting baled. Another 100-degree day, baking down on it ought to take care of it, but you know what I'm saying. The thing is running the best it probably ever has, so we got that dialed in anyway. But yeah, I will bring you back whenever it's time to rake. I don't know yet what I'm going to use to rake with, but I will pick something, so I guess wait and see what that is. After watching what you just saw, do you feel like your IQ has dropped lower than your credit score? Well, there's no reason that both of us should be miserable, so go ahead and hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. That stuff costs you nothing, and it really helps me out. Your banker may not approve, but I know mine will. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.